Some shows hide Easter eggs. Peppa Pig hides animation crimes buried under puddles and polite animal faces. 1. George's head detaches and his tail teleports. In the episode Dressing Up, George puts on Daddy Pig's coat, and something strange happens. His giant round head slides straight through the tiny neck hole like it's made of jelly. The coat stays on, even though his body is way smaller than his head. Then his tail, which was definitely missing just seconds ago, pops back into existence like it forgot to show up. Either George has superpowers or someone on the animation team just gave up. If this happened in real life, we'd call a doctor. 2. The furniture moves on its own. In the same episode, things don't just move, they vanish. 1 second, Peppa and her family are standing near a bed, a closet, and a toy box. Next, they're in an empty corner, like those objects never existed. No one mentions it. No one notices. It's as if the house is alive and rearranges itself when no one's looking. Either the animators were feeling lazy that day, or Peppa lives in some kind of haunted dollhouse where furniture teleports. Honestly, if your bed disappears while you're getting dressed, you've got bigger problems than picking an outfit. 3. Teddy teleports without warning. During the nature trail episode, something weird happens to Peppa's Teddy. One moment it's on her left. Then, in the blink of an eye, it jumps to her right, without anyone touching it. No explanation, no logic, just pure chaos. It doesn't fall, slide, or bounce. It straight up teleports like it's running from something. The animators clearly hoped no one would notice, but here we are. Either Teddy is alive and messing with us, or someone got lazy and hoped the kids watching wouldn't care. But if toys are moving on their own, this show just turned into a horror film. 4. The seeds that break the laws of nature. In Grandpa Pig's garden, something strange is happening. Grandpa Pig drops one tiny seed, and suddenly the packet looks half empty. A few scenes later, it's magically full again, like nothing happened. No one refills it. No one reacts. It's like the laws of physics just took a day off. This isn't gardening anymore. This is some kind of farming cheat code. Either Grandpa Pig accidentally discovered renewable agriculture, or the animators forgot how objects work. If Peppa ever finds out about this glitch, she'll be growing pizza trees by next week. Honestly, even Minecraft has more realistic farming rules than this. 5. The sink that forgot to exist. In the Tooth Fairy episode, Peppa and George are brushing their teeth like good little pigs. But behind them, something feels off. The sink they were just using suddenly disappears from the wall, like it was never there. Then, seconds later, it comes back. No explanation, no apology. Are they brushing in front of an invisible portal? Did the animators forget what room they were in? It's hard to focus on dental hygiene when the plumbing has a mind of its own. Maybe this is why Daddy Pig always looks stressed. His house is slowly glitching out of reality. 6. Grandpa Pig forgets how nature works. Grandpa Pig is supposed to know everything about gardening. He even wears a hat for it. But in this episode, he watches birds eat all the seeds he just planted and acts completely shocked. Not only does he forget that birds love seeds, he doesn't even try to stop them until it's too late. It's like he's never seen a garden before. Maybe he's trolling Peppa for fun, or maybe something deeper is going on. If your grandpa forgets the one thing he's known for, it's either comedy or a quiet cry for help hiding in a kid's cartoon. 7. Mummy Pig types like she's faking her job. Mummy Pig spends a lot of time working at her computer, but if you look closely, nothing she's doing makes sense. She types random keys over and over, even though the keyboard doesn't have any letters on it. Not a single one. Either her screen is off, or she's writing the world's first invisible novel. Maybe she's pretending to work so Daddy Pig doesn't ask for help. Or maybe no one in this universe actually knows how computers function. At this point, even George could smash buttons and do the same job. Honestly, I think he already has. 8. Daddy Pig walks into a wall, like it's a door. In the episode Mystery, Daddy Pig decides to go upstairs, but instead of heading toward the staircase, he walks straight into a wall. He doesn't stop. He doesn't turn. He just disappears into solid brick like it's a secret passage. Either he's living in a different version of the house than the rest of the family, or someone forgot to draw the stairs. It's like the animators just shrugged and hoped no one would notice. But we noticed, because once your dad starts phasing through walls like a ghost, it's probably time to call someone, or run. 9. Gerald Giraffe breaks the animal size chart. When Gerald Giraffe shows up at school, everyone loses it over how tall he is. The joke is simple. He's a giraffe, so of course he's tall. But then you look around and realize something's wrong. Elephants, who should be massive, are the same height as a tiny rabbit. Peppa is just as tall as a pony. The entire size logic falls apart the second you think about it. Gerald stands out not because he's tall, but because the rest of the world has been scaled down like a weird animal-themed dollhouse. Nothing in Peppa's universe adds up, not even the kids. 10. Only George's ice cream melts in the heat. It's a super hot day and everyone gets an ice cream. George is the only one whose cone melts. Not slowly, instantly. It turns into a puddle before he even finishes one bite. But look around. Peppa's ice cream doesn't drip. Mummy Pig's looks fresh. Even Daddy's is untouched. No melting, no mess, just George sitting there with a sad, soggy stick. The weather didn't change. The sun didn't move. So why did his ice cream die so fast? Maybe it's just a mistake, or maybe the animators have it out for George. Either way, it's cold and unfair. 11th, garden hose vanishes without a trace. Peppa Pig is watering near the pool, and there's clearly a faucet on the wall, but a few seconds later, it's gone. No spout, no hose, not even a shadow where it used to be. Then it comes back again like nothing happened, and suddenly, it can stretch way farther than it should. Nobody mentions it, nobody notices. It's like the hose is alive and playing tricks, or maybe the animators hoped no one would care about a garden faucet, but we do, because hoses don't just teleport, unless of course this one's haunted. 12th, extra food appears out of nowhere. The family is having a picnic. On the blanket, there's some fruit, a few eggs, and a slice of cheese. But when the ants arrive, something weird happens. They start stealing food that wasn't there before. Suddenly, there's another egg, more grapes, and a whole second slice of pizza. Nobody adds anything. It just shows up. Either the ants brought their own lunch, or the animators dropped in random snacks and hoped nobody would notice. But we noticed. It's not just a picnic anymore. It's a magic trick with carrots. And the ants weren't the only ones stealing. 13. Daddy Pig's keyboard doesn't even have keys. In Daddy Pig's office, everything looks normal until you see the computer. The keyboard isn't really a keyboard. It's just a blank, flat rectangle. No letters, no symbols, no buttons. Yet somehow people are typing and getting things done. The screen reacts, the papers print, and nobody says a word. Either the office runs on invisible tech from the future, or Daddy Pig is pretending to work with a prop. Maybe that's why he always looks nervous. Not because of deadlines, but because his keyboard is a lie. And one day, someone's going to notice. 14. Peppa's stamp shows up before she uses it. In Daddy Pig's office, Peppa helps out by stamping some papers. She stamps one sheet 3 times, then Mr. Rabbit takes it and places it in the tray, handing her a new blank sheet. Everything seems normal until the camera zooms in and she starts stamping it. When the camera zooms back out, the paper Peppa had stamped 3 times, now in the tray, suddenly has more than 3 stamps on it, just like the blank paper she just stamped on. It's like the laws of office paperwork have been rewritten. Or maybe the animators just reused the wrong frames and hoped no one would notice. But we did. And now we're not sure Peppa's just playing office. She might be casting stamping spells. 15. The vacuum cleaner that disappears. Mid-scene. In the episode Electricity, Daddy Pig is shown vacuuming the living room like everything is going according to plan. The vacuum is plugged in, working, and very much part of the scene. But within seconds, it disappears completely. There's no trace of it, not a cord, not a shadow, not even a noise to explain where it went. Daddy Pig continues standing there, acting like nothing strange has happened. It doesn't look like a time jump or a cleaned up cheese editing per any oisidit. It looks like the animators gave up mid-shot and hoped no one would be paying attention, but we definitely noticed. 16. George's spaghetti moves without help. In the episode Tooth Fairy, George sits with a full bowl of spaghetti, but the laws of eating completely break down. His fork doesn't move, his mouth doesn't open. Yet somehow, the noodles keep vanishing one strand at a time, like they're scared of being seen. No chewing, no slurping, just food dissolving on screen. Either George is controlling the spaghetti with his mind, or the animators gave up halfway through lunch. It's not just weird, it's creepy. If pasta can feed itself, what's next? Self-cleaning plates? Haunted dinner forks? This isn't dinner. It's a disappearing act in disguise. Those were the mistakes they definitely hoped you wouldn't notice. But now the real question is, do you think the animators are doing this on purpose? Drop your theories below and hit subscribe. There's way more cartoon chaos coming soon.